I've
say
seen you guys in action already.
It is borderline impossible for it to reach the expectations I have for it.
Yeah, so if I know Tommy, he's like, we're winning an Emmy. Jackpocket is America's #1 lottery app.
Jack.
Atta girl. I have been playing 10-15-1986. That is the date the Mets won the World Series. Feeling good mojo. Soto's back. Soto's in the mix. So
Can I throw one out? I know it's. I know.
We'll keep it a secret because we don't want people to win it.
I got to play it myself. I don't know if I really remember it though. The Paradise one. 815-902. 816-902.
That's good. The day that, like the catastrophe day?
Yeah. No. What he writes in the cigarette.
It's I think it's 812-092.
Is that what it is?
That is a good one though. God bless you.
Thank you. I don't know if that's enough numbers, but that just popped in my head.
That's a good one too. So whether you want to pick your numbers or just do the quick pick, Jackpocket has all the lottery tickets right on your phone. Powerball is at $295 million. Mega Millions is at $233 million. And right now, if you live in Ohio, Massachusetts, Arizona, Colorado, or Oregon, you can do scratch tickets where you get that immediate satisfaction of scratching on your phone and getting your winnings right off the bat. Jackpocket is the one-stop shop for all your lottery needs. And right now, new customers using promo code KFC get a free Powerball or Mega Millions ticket. That's KFC on Jackpocket for Mega Millions or Powerball. Win hundreds of millions of dollars for free on Jackpocket. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Today is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, yes, now that we're listening.
Now that we're airing this,
yes.
It is my birthday. However, we have birthday gate on our hands at the moment. Tommy, as an independent third party, you have to weigh in on the situation.
There's no birthday gate. There's no
It's not a gate.
Silence.
No, it's a gate.
Silence. Today, my crack staff here posted on all social media, it is your 40th birthday. To which I had to say, it is not my birthday. It is my 40th birthday. Today is not my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. So I'm getting, flooded with people being like, happy birthday. And I'm like, it's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. Now, the question is, who is to blame for this scenario?
You also didn't say
Wait,
that.
so to be clear, your birthday is March 6th.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Today, as we record this, is March 5th. As you listen, it is my birthday. But as we record it, it's not your birthday. It's my birthday. Pavs posted the happy birthday. It's a pretty tough piece of evidence to overcome. Mm-hmm. He not only posted it, he also said, I fucked up your birthday post. So that's the one piece of evidence.
Yeah, that's a big piece of
evidence.
Now, the thing is, the night before, March 4th, Jackie said, what are you eating for your birthday? We have a rule at KFC Radio. When it's your birthday, you have to eat a type of food the number of years that you're turning. So I'm going to eat 40 Munchkins today. So she said, what are you eating for your birthday on tomorrow's episode, meaning we're going to record it, and then it'll come out on your birthday. She did not specify all that, though. So these guys see, what are you eating for your birthday tomorrow? And they think it's my birthday. So there's that. Also, Jackie is the only girl in the group. We blame her for things.
Right.
That is a huge piece of the puzzle, is that if something goes wrong,
I'm going to say...
Like D from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That's I said, she was like, why is this my fault? I'm like, what are you, fucking new here? You're one girl in the guy group.
Your
It's
brain,
your fault.
scientifically speaking, is small.
Yeah. You're dumb, your fault.
But you were just making a face as Kevin was explaining that, where you were like, no. I don't know, your facial expressions just now, where I felt like while Kevin was being like, it's not Jackie's fault, you were going, I don't know.
No.
We did have a conversation last night.
I think that we had a...
New evidence has been entered into discovery.
I got headphones on, editing, tap on the shoulder, Jackie, quote, what are we going to do for Kevin's birthday tomorrow?
No. Once again.
But I do get what... She's the only person who knows my actual birthday.
Right.
He doesn't know. So
you didn't even know his real birthday.
I learned it Monday's episode. I mean, I thought it was March 7th.
Wait,
it was
new
March
piece
6th.
of evidence also. We had just established earlier that day.
Just did this.
We said his birthday is March 6th. They said, I thought it was March 5th. He said, no, March 6th.
I thought it was March 7th.
Okay, whatever. And I said,
Big difference. I wouldn't have thought it was today.
You would have been late, not early.
And I said, guys, even I knew it's March 6th.
Yeah, we
Okay?
just did this whole thing.
Okay.
Then I said, what are
Catherine,
we doing
Jack.
for Catherine? Like, it's Catherine's birthday, guys.
Catherine's
We should
birthday.
all be
Shout out to
remembering this.
Catherine.
Anyways, I had trusted that you could remember a few hours earlier and put context clues.
Again, though, that's a dumb girl thing. To assume that he would remember.
I just I fuck up all the time. We can't be counting the times.
That's also evidence of discovery. Jackie fucks up a lot.
It's hard. A lot of evidence all over. My gut says it's Jackie's fault.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what my gut says.
let's
deep
be
down.
honest here. Let's be honest. You ran around saying, tomorrow birthday to a bunch of guys. They're going to think tomorrow's the birthday.
I can't.
You made the dangerous assumption that we thought we knew what day it was that day.
Yeah.
That,
I don't do days. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
But
Usually
I
Those are days.
can't
Those are
Exactly.
take the burden of your stupidity.
It's a fair point.
No. That is the plight of women.
I guess that is a plight of women.
That
That's
is
true.
what you guys, literally, we, stereotypically speaking, we work and make the money and all that kind of shit. That's what we have to do. You have to deal with us being stupid.
Okay,
We all have our things in this
I'm not
gender
gonna win
roles.
this one, so you're right. I'm sorry for fucking up, guys.
There you go. Paz wins.
I just didn't know what day yesterday was.
That somebody
So I
said.
was just
Somebody
like-
said this was the most relatable part of this was Feitelberg saying, "What was the exact quote?" Because it was very good. It was like, "It's not that I didn't know what day your birthday was. It's just that I don't know what day it is."
Yeah, that's what I always forget. One of my friend's birthday. I know it, October 24th, Seraphim's birthday.
Yeah.
But when it's October 24th, I don't know it's October 24th.
Exactly.
Yes,
That
that's what
is-
you say.
that's my.
It's
And
not that I
I've
don't know
often
your
said
birthday.
it's-
It's that I never know what day it is.
It's more impressive to remember someone's birthday not on their birthday than to just wish
Yeah.
them a happy. Because
If
yeah, you
somebody
see
said to
it.
me, "Oh, your birthday's next week," I'd be like, "Wow."
Yeah,
Exactly,
right.
right? Like if they happen to forget on your birthday, though, it's like all right, whatever. Maybe they forgot what day it was. But if you August 13th, your birthday, August
Oh,
14th, 14th.
I did it once with a girlfriend where
I'm taking this off.
I knew her birthday, all that stuff. I get a call at midnight. She waited until 12:01, and she's crying. She's like, "Everything you want to say?" And I was like,
Oh, meaning the midnight
the
after
day
the
after.
birthday. Like she gave you the full 24.
Yeah, and I was like, what is it? What? And we weren't fighting. Like it wasn't a thing. Like, and she understood once we talked it all out. But I was like, I just don't know what day today is. I know when your birthday is.
That's great. Now,
It was like, it was so funny. It's like, why are you crying? She's like, look at the calendar. I looked. I was like, God damn it! I missed the whole day.
and you had talked the whole day and everything?
Talked the whole day.
That's bad. My
Um,
sister broke up with her boyfriend because of that.
Really?
Well, it was like one of the factors.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah. No, it didn't end well.
Yeah.
That was the first chink in the armor.
Now, who is the genius who got me these donuts? Because there are a whole bunch of jelly donuts, and specifically said, just get me the glazed ones. Now I got to eat like 30 jelly-filled donuts. Not really preferring that.
So, all right. So ultimately, now who fucked up the most?
It's Jackie's fault. Because you should have taken care of this.
But I took care of half of it. Like
You didn't. That's the other thing. Jackie said, we got you half Dunkin' Donuts, and the other half we wanted to get Entenmann's, so here's Hostess.
This is somehow the saddest birthday of all time.
She goes, there's 23 Dunkin' Donuts in here, and she comes in like this. And we wanted to get you some Entenmann's. I mean, Hostess is, by the way, no shade to Hostess, the worst. Even you said, Feitelberg right away goes, oh, no one needs Hostess.
I just knew they were an Entenmann's.
Yeah, well, they're also
it's the
like,
same fucking thing.
no.
I don't know the difference, but of course there's
Just
one.
digging yourself deeper.
Here's a loose bag of donut.
No,
holes.
these are
and your least favorite donut brand. Oh, happy birthday tomorrow.
It's your 40th. These are gas station donuts. These are like
Those are white trash.
yeah.
So are Entenmann's.
Oh, so
Okay,
bad.
you're laughing a lot over there for somebody with 36 eggs on his
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's somehow beating me, and I cooked my own 36 eggs on a TV.
Tommy, do you want to take part in this? When's your birthday?
Very funny. April 29th.
Everybody knows that.
Golden year birthday.
Golden year,
29
yeah.
on 20. But that means nothing to me.
29?
People always say that. They're like, oh, big deal.
I mean, I've just never had that because it's like 6. If you're born,
Yeah.
if you're
I
over the
was-
age of like,
Yeah.
if you're born on anything past like the 10th, you don't get.
My mom
yeah,
let me
you don't
drink
get-
on mine
14?
because we call it champagne birthday. So I got to drink champagne.
Oh wait, your birthday's my half birthday.
Happy half birthday tomorrow. Do you want 20 donuts? I'll get you a shitty bread.
Okay, so what are you gonna have 29?
I don't know what I would eat. I do like hard-boiled eggs. Is that what you had?
I had scrambled.
Well,
I
it was
mean,
just
like-
eggs, right? It was like
Or
you
yeah,
could
it
eat
was
it in any
do,
form.
like,
Right,
do
right.
chicken nuggets count?
Yeah, that's good.
That's too
I
easy.
had dumplings.
I mean,
Like
it's
fries
more than you
is
think.
too easy.
No, fries. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about fries because I was walking and I saw fries. I would think there has to be a 3-to-1 ratio.
What do you mean?
3 fries.
3, like when you grab, you don't eat a fry, you eat like 3 fries.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So if I wanted to do 40, I'd have to do 120 fries.
Oh, I think you have to do more than that.
Yeah?
I think you gotta do like 5 to 7.
That's a lot.
I guess I don't. I
I
don't
think
really
there's
eat fries.
over
shockingly,
50
but-
fries in
3
like
is
a
standard, I
McDonald's
think.
large thing.
But is
Definitely.
329 times? Is that even a lot?
87.
Like that just sounds like a large fry to me.
That's a
the
lot
average
of fries.
person.
That's a lot of potatoes. That's like eating, 5 potatoes, I would say.
Google how many fries roughly are in a McDonald's large. Well, those are skinny too. You know,
Yeah.
you got to keep that into. Fries vary so much. You know what I mean? You get the skinny, you can have the wide, you can have the
I
potato
never
cut. You can
really
have
eat them.
I know you're not a.
That feels
you
like
know
a
what?
clip on the podcast of the
MD Foodie Boys?
Yeah, fries.
Who, by the way, there's a little hubbub going on about like who was on the MD Foodie Boys train
Oh,
first.
that was you by far.
Like,
Is
I-
that's
I
like
see-
the 12-year-old kids?
Yes.
Yeah,
they're
Kevin.
great.
You told us about that when,
Months ago.
They had like 1,000 followers. I was like, this is insane that Kevin even knows what this is.
I don't know why. Weird. I was. Here's actually a really funny thing. I think because I follow and interact with the MD Foodie Boys, who are 12-year-old boys, my algorithm is now feeding me this other kid who is horrible. And
That is not what I thought you were going to say. You started with H.O. Who is hot.
Mets fan base goes down a slippery slope with it.
no, this kid. Remember,
We're all thinking it.
remember Baby Hercules or whatever? That kid?
Baby Groff?
No.
Yes, I know. Yes,
He was just like 8 years old. He was fucking.
He
dumb.
was
yeah,
old
TLC.
school YouTube,
he was
right?
on a TLC
Yeah.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks like him. He has this weird long hair.
Yeah.
And he sucks at podcasting. And he's always on my For You page now, and I'm like, this kid fucking sucks. Get him. I almost posted about it, and I was like, I don't want to just like directly quote tweet or whatever, post on Instagram this kid and be like, you fucking suck. Get off my internet. But this kid sucks. There's only one true child podcast out there, and it's the MD Foodie Boys.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Yeah, this kid, his life was absolutely ruined. By the way.
Yeah.
He ended up
I
like
didn't
he
know
ended up.
that,
I
but-
think he's either dead or like destitute, and like yeah, it did not go well for him. Like no kidding, his
32.
like father like made him work
Live
out.
hot, die young, baby.
Like he was the man. Trust me. When he went to like gym class, if he went to school, he was the man. He ran the mile in like 3 minutes. He did like 1,000 push-ups, but he probably
His
was dead.
parents should be in jail.
No,
Yeah.
like, I guess he's still
I
alive.
don't even think that
32.
anybody that age is like able to appreciate
No,
like,
not at all.
athleticism.
Not at all.
Anyone, if you saw a kid like that, you'd be like, I don't even know what to say about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you look like that?
Yeah.
But anyway, there's some talk about Out and About was like, we're the MD Foodie Boys, and Dan is like, I'm the MD Foodie Boys. I'm like, fuck all you guys. If there's any children on the internet, I find them. Those kids have just fully embraced like the internet now. Like when it started, there was just this organic movement where they gave everybody nicknames in the comments section, and now they just call themselves that. They're like, I'm Chub Perm, I'm McLovin, I'm Nonchalant Kid. They put up a video going, we will take pictures in public if you want to now. I was like, these kids must be insufferable at school talking to like 13-year-old girls being like, yeah, I got like 30,000 followers. Yeah. Picture, I'm Chub Perm.
All this eating talk has reminded me. I learned a fun fact the other day that you just know what everything tastes like.
Whoa.
Like if you like picture taking a bite of that table, you know what it tastes like. You can like taste it in your mouth. If I bite this, I know what this tastes like.
I mean, how would you know though?
But you can't.
I
You
feel like
feel
that's
it?
because you've had that stuff in your mouth before.
Wood?
You've had metal and wood in your mouth.
I guess, but like when you just look at like the TV, I can like taste that. You guys can't taste the TV. Whoever told me about this was like, watch, think of that, and like, I'm like, yeah, I can taste that.
Well,
Are you about to eat the TV?
She got up. I was like, this bitch is gonna lick this television. Like but you don't know.
But I do.
I'm kind of with you. Like I know what that TV tastes like. Yeah.
I know what that plant behind you
feel
tastes like.
metal and like staticky.
Yeah.
But you could do that for anything. Like if I said
Totally.
like a pink elephant walks in the room right now, you could picture that. Which makes me believe.
But I can
Well,
picture it, but I can't.
yeah.
I can't taste it.
Okay, well, I wasn't talking about.
Like
that.
even like I'm trying to taste the pink elephant.
I mean,
right now,
what
I
is
can't taste it.
Yeah,
I
so
can-
doesn't
I
that
can-
disprove your thing?
I can taste that.
But you don't
But
know.
if there was a pink elephant here, you think you'd be able to think what it tastes like?
you have to be able to see it, you're saying?
I don't know. It seems
this
like
is-
it, but I don't know
I
why.
think pink
I'm
elephant
ready to
would
call it.
taste
This
like
is the most
really
retarded
wrinkly.
segment we've ever done.
No way, dude. No way. You know what that
But
tastes
you
like.
don't. What if you take a bite and it tastes like totally different? You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what an elephant.
I
Have
guess
you
I
ever
don't
taken a
know.
bite of something and go like, oh, I didn't think it was gonna taste like
I
that.
think
Okay.
you were just pointing out things that you have involuntarily had in your mouth before.
No. Okay. So I'll
Or voluntary.
I'll offer this correction. Maybe you don't know what it tastes like,
Oh,
but you can taste it.
Well,
Like when I look at it, I can taste it.
I
Why
don't know
have we
about
had
taste it.
wood-
I think I could be like, I think I know what it's gonna taste like, but
I can
can't.
feel it in my mouth. I got that leather chair. I can feel that in my mouth right now. This is what a real eater's like. Yeah, I look around the world. I can just fucking taste it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you think you eat? You think you're like into junk food? I eat televisions, bro.
I can taste the rug right now. I can taste this rug.
This rug tastes disgusting.
I bled all over this.
I feel like because I've had this conversation with
playing
other
knee
people,
hockey or something.
and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is the first time I've ever been doubted with it.
So that makes me believe that there's like in the theory of infinite timelines, because like in some timeline you do eat the table.
You do know what it tastes like.
because you do know what.
But
it
I've just
is.
bit like Tommy's also right. Like I've bitten wood before.
Yeah.
The other thing is I eat wood and metal.
Like we're gonna
I have a vivid
we're all gonna see
recollection
it, but then we
of
haven't
that
had wood in our mouths. What are we doing here? We never just try to bite a metal. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
This is straight up Charlie Kelly shit. Yeah, I eat metal all the time.
This reminds me of the. Have you guys talked about? I'm sure you've talked about the color theory, where everyone sees different colors.
No.
Like we all look at that bottle cap, right? We agree that that's black,
Yes.
but like we could all be seeing a
Different
color.
colors. Right.
Like my black might be your blue. Your blue might be
like when you were at school, they put up
Kevin's
a
yellow.
picture. They put up a square that said black, and everyone knew it was black, but you might be seeing something different.
I
than
see.
saw.
And there's really no way to ever prove.
Well, it's like
you
how-
can't see through someone else's eyes. I think we're probably all seeing the same.
I think
color.
we're probably are. Yeah.
But crazy.
I mean,
thing.
color blindness is a thing, so like there's variations of it.
Yeah.
It's not totally far fetched, but yeah, I think for the most part we're probably seeing.
But like we only have 3 color receptors, and like butterflies have 5 color receptors. No, 15 color receptors. So it's like with the colors that we could see with
There's
3,
probably other
they can
colors
see
out
like
there.
a million others. So I feel like it's like one human could slip through the cracks.
That's
and
probably
actually
there's probably
get-
people who are like more artistically inclined have
Yeah,
more
right?
color receptors or whatever.
Yeah, I see that.
And then there's like a certain kind of crawfish that has 36 color
Really?
receptors. Or it's,
What do you
yeah,
mean we only have 3 though?
What if I
Like we
Like
see
red, blue,
green,
red,
the
blue.
primary
Yellow.
colors. Everything is a
Just a variation,
A
of those
variation.
3.
Isn't
right.
that crazy?
So
That's
there's other
crazy.
colors. out
Red,
there.
blue. No,
Red, blue,
blue,
yellow.
green.
Are
Red,
the
blue.
primary.
But I
yellow.
don't.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
blue and yellow make green.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Nice.
All right.
So anyway, Evan Williams is America's #1 game day pour. Whether you are talking about watching a little opening day baseball, whether you're talking about
Baseball comes so fast.
so fast, man, so fast, dude, it's already here. You got NHL and the NBA are in full swing. Or, the weather's turning. It's just nice outside. You want to have a cocktail outdoors, rooftop bar, St. Patrick's Day. Spring break is here. All of that, if you're drinking, Evan Williams is the choice for Bourbon Nation. It's the number one pour. And if you're going to be watching college hoops, March Madness, sitting on your couch, get yourself some Evan Williams. Whether you're doing a nightcap, whether you're doing it neat on the rocks, shooting shots, whether you are having an old-fashioned, Evan Williams is part of your game day, and you can trust that you will not be disappointed. So visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43 to 45% alcohol by volume.
You're a Paradise guy?
I haven't started yet. I
What'd you
want
think?
to, but I haven't.
I did. I thought it was on par with the other episodes. I thought it was solid. Not great. Not like unbelievable television, but I was like, that was about what I thought.
I thought that one stunk.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually kind of liked the. You guys can just zone out for a second. I kind of liked the librarian.
I think the librarian could have been good if they.
I still want to hear.
Are you watching? And you're just not caught up?
If you want to step outside for a second, that's fine.
What?
If you want,
I'm gonna eventually watch.
Go outside for like 2 minutes.
Okay, great.
I think that could have been good if they just like had him on screen a little bit more.
I agree.
Like, that's also just a pet peeve of mine when it's like, it was the guy on camera for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, no fucking kidding. Nobody saw that coming.
But once it wasn't, well, like I at least, I can't speak for all the viewers, but like, I at least firmly believed it wasn't one of the main players. So then once it wasn't one of the main ones, it had to be kind of a random person.
Yeah, but I thought like you can find, like presumed innocent. It was the daughter. Like if the daughter had done it in this, it was like, you fucked over my mom. Like, I
thought that, I actually, weird. That's a weird example because I actually thought that was more random than this. And maybe it's because you had kind of forewarned me that this was really random. Mm-hmm. But I was like, that daughter, where'd she come from?
Well, but at least she's like in the show, the character. It would be a little far-fetched, but there'd be a motive and you know who it is. And I just liked it to be like, I mean, it makes sense when it's like, this guy tried to assassinate the president and now he's just finishing the job.
And I also thought it was a good...
Bro, what drives me crazy is the fucking, like, he just shaves his head for 3 straight years. That's insane. That's insane. Every day, just bicking his head to be a bald man when he has a full head of hair. Drives me nuts.
I liked, and I actually really liked the beginning, because first of all, it kind of gave me The Last of Us vibes. Mm-hmm. Like, that intro was kind of like that Nick Offerman episode, I thought, where it's like, oh, the manly men falling in love. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was kind of beautiful. And then I thought at night...
But even that, I know you're making a connection, you're breaking bread with this guy, but he went from, like, on this, like, guy who was working for my team to, like, a radicalized assassinate the president guy. I thought was pretty crazy.
But that makes sense to me.
I thought
he found the answers. He knew, like, this guy was what he didn't know. He thought this guy was fucking over the world.
I'm just saying that I don't know. I think it should have like his family should have died or so. You know what I mean? Like, is this guy he met that he
did?
I guess so. I thought it was pretty extreme.
The love of his life died.
Like but that's what I mean. I didn't think of that guy as the love of his life.
I got again. We only knew them for so long, but they were definitely telling us that's what was happening.
This is the difference of like 8 to 10 episode seasons versus like I was talking about Lost. Used to do 21 episodes.
Yeah.
So we would have saw those two like fall in love and then he dies and then So that was probably more just like a pace of the show.
I also liked how it addressed that, not because I didn't need it, but once I had it, I was like, oh, that was nice to find out who built this fucking city in a mountain and didn't tell everybody.
Right.
Oh, they all died of poisoning. Okay,
right. That part does make sense. That's why they would have for sure killed that dude to just fire him.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the biggest secret in the world. Even just forget about the doomsday thing. There was a project where 10 people died. They would be like, we're gonna kill that guy.
Yeah.
Let alone it's also tied to the fate of humanity and the apocalypse coming. So I'm nitpicking here, but if 7 wasn't so good, I probably would have left 8 alone.
Yeah.
But 7 raised the bar, and I thought 8 brought it back down.
I thought,
but it is just a good show,
right?
It's like an internet thing. It's like a psychological thing. Like it just kind of became a wave to like criticize this, and people are doing it now. You know what I mean? Like I don't get why this is the show that is drawing some ire from people. Where it's like,
well, it's incredibly popular.
Yeah,
and it's very good.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's totally like it's gonna be, and also the actors are good. Like you know what I mean. Like I caught myself there because Zero Day was so bad, but the actors are so good. Tommy, you can go back in if you want. Zero Day is. I think when we first talked about it, I hadn't finished it yet. I said like it's just like a silly show. It's really bad, and now I want to like firmly revise that and say like it is offensive to my faculties as a television viewer.
It might be the most atrocious show I've ever seen.
It was. Have you seen Zero Day?
No.
Zero Day is
so, and it's not like everybody was just talking about me while I was out there. That wasn't a whole ruse.
Fuck, this episode's going so bad. How are we gonna get Tommy out? Zero Day has Robert De Niro, Connie Britton, Jesse Plemons,
Kristen Ritter,
like all star-studded cast. And nobody has heard anything about it because I think they finished it up and they were like, "This is a piece of shit."
It's shocking. Where I'm just like, how did this even happen? Mm-hmm. How I get
it
like
looked good from like when you scroll over it on Netflix. Like when you scroll over it, the little preview motion, I was like, "Oh, awesome. I might check this out."
I said no. I think that it was a Netflix algorithm. Like, take these actors with a cyber attack apocalypse. And it just turned out a piece of trash.
I kept watching, being like, it can't keep being this bad. And
why
it kept
is it
being
so
worse.
bad?
I don't.
It's so far fetched. It's so stupid. There are like the storylines are. I mean,
the storylines are impossibly.
De Niro ends up suspending like all civil and human rights to track down the cyber attacker. We're talking torture.
He's the president.
He's a former president.
Gotcha.
Who has. He snuck out. He didn't go for re-election because he had a baby by his chief of staff. That was like the big scandal. And even the fact that like despite they had this affair and there was a love child, she came back to help him work on this. That was one of my favorite parts when everything starts to go to shit because like they can't find the person, right? And everyone's like, you suspended like civil liberties and you're not getting the job done. And so they're attacking them. And Connie Britton's like, I shouldn't have done this. I forgot how like toxic politics is. Like, you did? You fucking did? You thought coming back to work with the former president that you had a baby with who is going to hunt down killers by suspending human rights? You didn't know that's going to be a big deal? And I mean, there's a biological warfare weapon that only targets Robert De Niro's brain. He leaves his house. He leaves. He starts sleeping in his office.
In a tent. In
a tent. They make like a makeshift tent. They're like, you can't go back to your house. And he's like, well, what about Martha as his wife? And they go, well, they're not going after her.
Who's a Supreme Court justice, by the way. Or at least is on,
on the
trajectory to be. So like a person you would
attack. You guys
are
kind of making this sound awesome.
No, it does feel that way where I was like, oh, this is just going to be like a bad movie, fun thing. And instead I was like, this is enraging. I actually don't even really know how it ends. The last 2 episodes. It's only 6 episodes. Limited engagement. They were like, let's get this shit done. The last couple episodes, I couldn't tell you what happens. It was just on because I was like, I just have to. This has to just go through the runtime. And I have to be done with it. But like, I also am just. I've just firmly established. Me and Dave Portnoy are not compatible television-wise. We're just not. Like, he was like, this is way better than I thought it was going to be. People like on Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 52%. That's about 51% too high.
Extremely generous.
Yeah, and he was like, no, it's better than that. And then I texted him like, is it good? And he goes, no, it's definitely not good, but it's better than I thought. I was like, all right, I'll give it a whirl. And I was like, I hate this so much.
I couldn't believe it because the only reason I started it is because Dave said,
yeah,
it's not as bad as people are saying. And I texted Kevin, I remember like episode 4. I was like, I don't even know. Not only do I not think it's good, I can't even sift through the rubble.
Can't find one redeeming
and see what Dave might have been seeing.
Right.
Like,
and that's where I kind of feel that about Paradise, where I was like hyping it, talking about it, and then this episode I thought was kind of meh, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was just going to bat for him. If I went to bat for Zero Day, I would be like, it's. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. It can't possibly be true that De Niro needs money. Like he did not save money, and he's like doing. That's what he does. All these
There's no chance.
But I also heard and this makes a little more sense. Is that like he is older and like senile, and like he can't remember his lines, so everything is just like line by line, like fed to him. And I was like, that does seem that way.
But
in watching that, it felt that way.
There was a viral video when they were filming this because it was it's one of his early speeches he gives when they like right at the first time he's in public. Like I think it's episode 1. They go get him and
when he's like, be an American.
Yes, that went viral when he filmed it because someone tweeted it like it was him doing it in New York.
Real life, yeah.
And he was, it's like a 2-minute video of him just
uninterrupted. Yeah. I mean, who knows? That's so bad. I would believe any rumor he told me about it. Yeah. those rumors are more logical than like it was just DiNero acting and it's this bad.
I don't think he's that good of an actor. I'm gonna say it, Robert DiNero. But I kind of feel like he always plays.
This is what everyone says about every famous
tough
actor.
Italian guy, No,
he doesn't always play that. He plays a million different things.
No.
This is exactly fucking White Sox Dave with Denzel. It's just what people say when someone gets famous. Like he does a million different roles.
Like what?
Seen Taxi Driver?
No.
Seen Meet the Parents?
Yeah, I've seen Meet the Parents. He's funny in that, but he's playing tough.
I know what you're saying.
He's very
not the
good.
only thing he does, but like.
He doesn't have like a ton of range.
David Pastrnak does a lot more than just score goals, but he's the best at that.
I would say it's a fair assessment, maybe not to criticize him, in the Denzel world. Like he has one thing that he does do a lot.
But that's what everyone does. Like that's the world.
No, you got actors with crazy
top
range.
15 movies of all time. 3.
But like the problem, you know what the problem is? He does have a like The Irishman stunk. This new movie,
The Irishman was like, let me just try to do that again.
Right. That's what that does. Feel like that. And this new gangster movie where he plays both people is going to be a complete piece of shit. That's going to be.
He's also 81 years old.
Yeah.
He's been
Bro,
working.
have you seen Dirty Grandpa?
He's been working for 60 years.
I think
he's done a lot of
Goodfellas,
fucking shit.
God, a lot of movies. If you put another actor in, they'd still be great pieces of cinema.
No, you're an idiot.
I've been trying to figure out. And I don't know how to phrase this question, but kind of like what you're saying there. What actor, and I don't know how to phrase this, who plays their roles is like the only one who could play those roles? And I think I have an answer, but.
Joaquin Phoenix.
What?
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's a little bit crazy. What was your answer?
I think I forget his name.
Nice. Great segment.
Who plays Haymitch in Hunger Games?
I haven't seen it.
Is it a guy or girl?
It's guy. Haymitch. Hunger Games. Wait. Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay.
Because he has a very he's lovable, but he's kind of
he does have a unique.
He has a lot of range, I think.
Yeah.
Like he plays everything. Like
Woody
True
Harrelson?
Detective, yeah, and then
He can do funny.
Zombie
He's
Land.
hot, but he's kind of ugly.
But you just like again, if we're gonna use your you just pick 2 characters who are kind of in a dark spot and are fun.
True Detective and Zombie Land?
Yeah, like Woody Harrelson's character in True Detective is the lighter guy.
I guess, yeah. What else is he?
But I would like.
But it's it's unlikable and likable at the same time, which is kind of a hard balance. And I would almost say Robert De Niro is gruff but lovable,
Yes.
which is a hard balance.
Yeah.
I almost feel like someone getting there, and I think I like his roles, but like Kieran Culkin, the more I see of Kieran Culkin.
No.
No. I love Kieran Culkin. I thought he was incredible in Real Pain, but the more you see him outside, you're like, oh, he's not even acting.
Yeah.
You're like, that's just him.
That's just
Like,
him,
is it
yeah.
even that impressive
He just has
of
a
an
bit
acting
that he's doing
performance?
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, if you look at someone like Chalamet.
Oh, incredible. Now, Chalamet, you'll hear zero bad words
He
about.
can do Dune sci-fi. He can do the artsy thing.
Call Me by Your
He
Name.
can do the biopic. He can do, that does feel like at least what he's done now is
and then he'll
wider
find
array.
a lane and he'll work in that
50
lane
years,
for
yeah.
40 years and
Yeah.
people will say he can only do
Now,
one thing.
he'll Leo always switches it up still.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Leo plays Leo most of the time.
Leo's
No.
usually just a scumbag.
The
That's usually what he
Revenant
is.
to Jordan Belfort, those are
Those
two.
are 2 very
I
different.
can't believe
but-
that
Yeah.
Wolf
These
of
are-
Wall
but I
Street
should
was
probably
as.
take this
I know
out.
you love it, right?
I mean, it's just.
I just thought that was a weird one. Out of his whole catalog. It's like he's just like this like scumbag rich party guy.
Which one's this?
That was just like, I mean, we were
I didn't think
probably
that was
like,
that like deep of a.
14 when it came out.
I was like in high school on Long Island, be like,
it's
I'm going to be a
nominated for
finance
something.
major. Yeah.
It was nominated for sure.
Yeah, I just that to me was just like a movie. I don't know. That getting a lot of love was crazy to me.
I thought it was. I've liked it more, and like when I started watching more casually. When I like the first time I watched, the first time I watched it, when I sat down, like, all right, this is the new Scorsese and Leo project.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This is gonna, and like, level, it was like, underwhelming.
This
to
is
that.
just a biography of like a scumbag.
Yeah,
it had a great trailer.
Also, Jonah Hill's unreal. Jonah Hill's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that movie's a 10. You guys are crazy.
It's the top. It's the subject matter. I'm like, I just don't think like the Jordan Belfort story like needed to be told. Like, whatever.
I've come to like it a lot more. I actually will I'll put it on and kind of fuck around on my phone and be like, this is awesome. But when I was in the theater like locked in, I was like, okay, I get it.
I think The Big Short is better.
I do too.
Yeah,
I love The Big Short. Yeah.
You know, did you see that that clip of Chalamet saying Dicaprio gave him advice early on?
Yeah. So about no superhero movies.
No superhero movies, no hard drugs.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think counts as hard drugs?
Because I was like, listen,
Chalamet's done coke,
and so is Leo. Come on,
Leo. This is a rumor. I don't know. I heard on Wolf of Wall Street, Leo got like a drug coach because he'd never done drugs.
Oh wow!
Really?
Throw it to Google. I heard it once and never.
I mean, if you're saying that. It could be a do as I say, not as I do sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like it could be like I did hard drugs and it was bad, so don't do it as a kid. Like that's a real
Well, it's also like
valid piece of advice.
A sick sex addiction.
I was just about to say he doesn't have a drug addiction.
Let's
He has a
be
sex
on
addiction. Yeah. He just has it in a different form. But
oh wait, I'm gonna take this out with the. Sorry. Just real quick, the irony of you two just talking about like you guys just fell into your characters. Like you would be like, oh, in Chalamet, don't even get me started. And the irony of you guys being like, and you become your characters. Like the more you see a character, you just
imagine doing it for 50
years.
years.
Okay, sorry.
You can leave that in, by the way.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying, and there is some validity to it. I think you can do a superhero movie and then go do a.
But I think the reason you would avoid doing a superhero movie, I think at some point you can, but like. If he did it because that clip or that I've seen that quote for a couple years now, so it was definitely at least in the past. You could fall into like a Tom Holland situation, like Tom Holland.
Sure,
you're Spider-Man.
Sure,
so like
Leo passed on Spider-Man. They gave it to Leo first. He said no because early in his career he did a sequel to something and it was like the worst piece of shit he's ever made. So he said he knew that they wanted to do 2 Spider-Men. So he said I'll never do another sequel.
The Tobey Maguire ones?
The Tobey Maguire ones, yes.
That's
so like you say no
to think
at some point in your career you can do them, but I can see if you're the hot
but
actor
I also
at
just
22.
think it's a matter of making sure you do other things.
Yeah,
like
Robert Downey Jr. Like that saved his career.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
but he's also now he won for Oppenheimer. And shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think I get what he's saying, but if you're a good enough actor who also does other projects and does them well, I think you'd be totally fine.
Yeah,
the problem is if you're Tom Holland or if you
or even if you're just someone who like wants to do other things. Like that's why
you got to make one a year for like 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't really have time to do other fucking shit because
Yeah.
I'm stuck on this massive $150 million Marvel project. Like it's kind of we were texting about it. The fact that Barbara Broccoli allowed Amazon to buy her out. I sent Kevin a tweet where it was like back a few years ago after Tenet came out, Christopher Nolan was in talks to direct the next Bonds, and Barbara Broccoli was like, I get final cut, and Christopher Nolan was like, well, that doesn't work for me, so no. So I sent that to Kevin being like, oh, maybe this is what Amazon's doing. They want to give Christopher Nolan the reins to the Bond franchise. Which would be awesome, but I bet Christopher Nolan wouldn't do it because
then you
it's 20 years. He's 55, right? It's probably the last third of his career.
I think that then like that piece of advice should just be like fleshed out a little bit, and I'm sure it was. And this is just like a little clip, but it's like if somebody came to you with a superhero movie and the script and everything was fucking amazing. You shouldn't turn it down just because it's a superhero movie.
I'm sure. I'm sure that's what
I think
I'm sure it wasn't like nothing with comic nerds. Like there was more nuance to it.
Right.
What do you think of Christopher Nolan like kind of always using the same actors?
I like it.
Yeah? There are times where it's like I'd like to see some like
same
a
thing with
totally
Scorsese
new slate.
too. It's like
But I think it's like any right. It's like any fucking team. like you're like, oh, I work well with these guys.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna keep
it's true.
doing it.
And the fact that they're such good actors, where it's like you don't even think of them in their past roles.
Bro,
Yeah.
look at that. He's got some. Is that all of them? Is that everything?
Yeah, he hasn't made many.
Except for Tenet, it's just 100% hit. Although I don't think I know what Insomnia is. Is that Liam Neeson? Who is that? Do you guys know that one?
No.
I've heard of
Pacino.
it, but I've never
Al
watched
Pacino,
it.
Robin Williams, Christopher Nolan movie. Never heard of it.
Oh, is that
It's
one?
short, right?
Oh,
Is it
okay.
not long?
It is.
No, 2 hours 34 minutes.
Is
okay.
that the one where Robin Williams is he's like developing film?
No,
He's
that's 1 hour photo.
1 hour photo. Yeah. That one is probably awesome. And we don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was
The
when
short one is the one that's like Clooney and
I
all
thought
that.
Nolan had one too.
Yeah.
Because that was a Scorsese one.
right.
Yeah, that's just an
Yeah,
incredible
he's like if I'm Nolan, I'm probably thinking about retiring soon. Like
He's doing the Odyssey.
right. But I'm just saying
movie
like he's at what point do you stanza that shit and be like I'm done. I went like 10 for 10. I'm gone. You know.
You know what's great? That his brother helps him write most of them, and just none of us know who.
Yeah.
Jonathan Nolan, I believe his name
Does
is.
he get? Wait, he writes all these?
Yeah, he does it all.
Wow. I mean, I guess he did write his version of Batman, but like, I hope his brother's getting paid.
Yeah.
Probably doing well.
Do you like Tarantino?
I love. Oh, dude, it's funny you guys said that. I was talking to my mom last night about it. I think he's my favorite director.
Really?
I like when I see. We were talking
Movies
the other
are
day, kind
weird.
of like when I watch Spielberg movies, I'm like, oh, this is Hollywood. Like that. Like when I picture Hollywood, I picture a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Where like it's fantastical and it's
a hero and a good guy and a bad
it's serious,
guy.
or it can be, but like you can tell you're watching. You can tell they're on set, kind of deal. Like when it rains, it fucking pours. It doesn't just rain.
Yeah.
And then but I like Scorsese. I don't love like his storytelling. The Tarantino,
It's just the Guinea stuff, you know.
Tarantino, like I don't watch him as often as I watch other directors.
It's very, very unique. I'll give him that. But part of my thing is
I
sometimes
love
it's-
all Tarantino outside of the Kill Bills don't do it for
The
me.
Kill Bills, I'm so on as well. But Inglourious Bastards is arguably one of my favorite.
Inglourious
movies of all
Bastards
time.
is unbelievable. Reservoir Dogs is
I
unbelievable.
love
Pulp Fiction is
Hateful
good.
Eight. I feel like people kind
Hateful
of
Eight.
don't love that. I love Hateful
That one's
Eight.
just a little bit long.
That
right?
was the thing.
I
3
mean,
and a
they're
half.
all
Yeah.
a little bit long.
But that one, I
Yeah.
feel like I've only seen Django. Django's another one of my favorites. Django. I was talking to my mom.
Yeah, I guess he is pretty fucking awesome.
Django's great, but it's
Looking
a
at the list
weird.
now.
It's a weird favorite movie.
Well, dude, I don't. It's
Who
fun-
was it watching on the plane?
I was telling
Yeah.
again. I literally last night I was telling my mom this story, dude. When we went to Vegas, so this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We went to Vegas for the Super Bowl. I'm sitting behind Fasoli on the flight. Fasoli sleeps the first 4 hours of the thing, out cold. Wakes up, puts on Django Unchained, starts it, sitting next to a black guy.
Oh, my God.
I remember being like, dude, there's 40 minutes. You can only get to the slave parts. Like, you can't even get to the part where Jamie Foxx starts killing white people. You can only get to the bad parts with this right now.
40 minutes, perfect. Watch some black people get
favorite
whipped,
first half
and then
of the
we'll
movie.
be right in Vegas.
Did you see?
And then I remember being like saying that to him. And him being like, I didn't even think about it. And I was like, that's somehow more progressive than what I'm saying, but still.
He's already just like, I don't really love the second half of the movie.
Have you seen the clip of Shane and Matt talking about? The clip is they're talking about a clip of Tarantino doing like a behind the scenes panel, I think on Django, and he code switches like offensively so. He's like, and then my man Jamie showed up on set and was like, bow! and like, they're just, I was like, this is worse than saying the N-word. This is fucking insane. It was so bad, man. It was like,
He is an
you
all-time
jive
freak.
turkeys. It's crazy.
Yeah, all-time freak, Tarantino.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm looking at the movies and like, even like Pulp Fiction, I know is a good movie, but I'm like, this is just so fucking weird,
Dude, Pulp
and some of it is
Fiction-
just like you are so bizarre, and I don't, and the feet stuff, and like there's just, you know what it is? I like when I watch a movie. This is probably opposite of like most people, and certainly losers like Pabs. Like, I don't want to be thinking of the director the whole time. I just want to watch the movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Where I'm watching a Tarantino movie, I'm like, Tarantino's all over this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
I
in
see
a
that.
good way, like when I watch a Nolan movie, I'm like, this is a Nolan movie in a good way. But when it becomes like the story almost, I'm like, I see the feet, I see the weirdness. I'm like, this is good because a fucking creep made this movie, you know?
But also like that, I think about that stuff, and I certainly notice it too. But I think if a million people didn't tell me, I don't think I would have noticed. Like
Yeah, so maybe it's more
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like you see Margot Robbie's feet and Margaret Qualley's feet. I probably wouldn't clock that.
I think feet pervs figured this out and made videos and talked about it. And now
Wait, so
regular
they just say that he shows a lot of feet in the movie?
Yeah.
But does he show more feet than the average movie?
I think it is, yeah.
I think that's certainly what people say.
But
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
like, you know,
I mean, just how
a
often are
pool
people
scene, a
barefoot?
beach scene,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna see feet.
But
Well,
I think
that's
it's also like people are like putting their feet like in the
I've always
sand.
said I wish I had a foot fetish. I would love to have a foot fetish. I like have tried to give myself a foot fetish. Yeah, it would be awesome. Like just walking down the street, see a girl and
it's like,
flip-flops,
it's like a girl being naked. Yeah.
Yeah, I would see that. I think the opposite. That'd be a nightmare. You're just like,
'Cause you just think,
Yeah, but you
fucking
don't.
horny.
Like,
What the
imagine
fuck?
you have like a celebrity crush. It's like, what do I want to see? I want to see her nipples. I want to see how her nipples hit her tits. If I had a
Not
foot
just the
fetish,
nipples.
like I could find a picture of her feet quick. You know, I gotta see nips.
Has there ever been like a girl who's had a foot fetish?
Sure.
like a foot fetish for a guy's feet.
Yeah.
Oof, I
That's
imagine.
probably
I think there are probably
pretty
lesbians who have foot fetishes. No straight women.
I
yeah,
can't
don't think
imagine.
a man's feet could
Like
be
just a nice
attractive.
hairy toe. Like,
Yeah, it's so funny that there's that whole thing about you have a foot fetish because it's right next to the.
yeah.
The thing is like the part of your brain that's attracted to like sexually is right next to
Yeah.
feet or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
even know what I think that's just made up. It's funny how that does not apply to women. Like, unless
Yeah.
women's brains are
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
it's
Like, yours are
yeah. I
just
mean,
pervs.
this is literally him sucking on.
Yeah.
someone.
Passing himself to suck on.
Yeah, like,
someone.
and then I'll be the guy who sucks on your toes. Sounds good. I'll be the guy who eats your pussy. That's basically what Tarantino did in these films. She's so hot in that scene. That might be the hottest scene ever, maybe.
I've never seen that movie.
I don't even know if I've seen the
From
movie,
Dusk
but
Till Dawn.
her. This is 1996 prime Selma Hayek. I think she's like a stripper in like a vampire fucking strip club or something. But she is outrageous, especially in '96. That was like.
Yeah.
I
I can see the.
You see this every day. I see the appeal. Yeah. I saw an interesting. While we're on movies, I saw a tweet. I don't know whether I disagree or agree. I think I disagree with it, but it's an interesting concept. They showed the clip of Jurassic Park, the first time that they I think specifically the scene where they first reveal the brontosaurus and it's like majestic, and it said like movies will never be like this ever again. That like when we watched that, we were like, we've never seen anything like that before, and now CGI can do anything, graphics can do anything, and so there's never any like wonder. But I don't necessarily think that's true, but it is an interesting thought that like I'm sure at some point when you went from silent films and like talkies and shit like that to like as it got bigger and better, color and then graphics and then CGI, it was probably like holy shit. But I think there are still moments like that now. Where
Of course.
I'm like, I guess there probably was moments though where people were like, I didn't think this was possible. I don't think I'll ever really watch a movie ever being like, I didn't think you could do this. You can do everything.
Yeah, I like no one thought. I don't think no one predicted that like one day the dinosaurs will make us go, oh, right? Like what? I'm explaining it poorly, but like what you're saying, you kind of sound like the like technology's reached the peak. We're never gonna see new technology.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
I
That's
don't
why
know what the
I
next thing
agree
that's
with
gonna leave me in awe is, but I think something will.
I think it would have to be the way we consume the movie.
Yeah.
Like if you're somehow like I don't know,
3D or
inside
whatever.
virtual it or something.
I completely
like,
disagree. I think there's a million times like you watch a movie and you're like, oh shit, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
think
I don't. If I'm just looking at a movie theater on a 2D screen, I don't know what they could put on that screen that I'd be like, I didn't think that was possible.
What if they could like incorporate smell?
Well, that's another story.
there's
No,
They have that at like
yeah,
Universal.
I mean, they
that like
had
that takes you out further than puts you in. If you ask me, like all that 4D stuff, that like That
Yeah.
makes me feel like I'm more on a
When
ride
they
than
spit the water
than
on
I'm like
you.
believing the world. I'm like allowing myself to be sucked into the world. You know?
They did that. They sent smells. We talked about that recently.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
they
yeah.
were able
But
to, like,
also
send
that
the
tweet in particular, I think that got so much attention because people lied about it. Like
smell, smell or the dinosaur.
the dinosaur.
I mean, I also, it's very rare that I'm like in wonder at a movie. I know,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure there were people at if you were a certain age who grew up on certain movies and shit. When you saw Jurassic Park, you were probably like, whoa. It would take a lot, like Tommy said, for me to be like, that was an amazing scene. Sure, Tom Cruise jumps off the fucking thing. I think the latest one, he was hanging from the helicopter.
No, this is the latest one. He jumps off a cliff with a dirt bike or a motorcycle.
No, I know. I think there's another one for the next.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
The next Mission Impossible. He's hanging from the skids of a helicopter, and I think he just like did it without a harness and all that shit.
But I would see that and be like, oh, that's special effects.
But you can tell. You can so tell. I remember, again, it's probably because I've been working on paying more attention and seeing that kind of stuff. But like, I was watching Everest over the weekend, which I love that movie, but it's all so clearly not on a mountain, which is fine. Like, I still love the movie, but it's like, oh, it's definitely CGI. You can clearly tell. But the Jurassic Park tweet specifically, that one went viral because people lied about it. Like, people were like, someone quote tweeted it and was like, this is because nowadays people don't do trailers right, and Spielberg withheld every dinosaur from trailers, so the first time we ever saw it was on the big screen like that. And that's just not true. Dinosaurs were in the trailers.
It'd be crazy to not put them in the trailers.
That movie was fucking dope. That's one of the few movies I remember being in the theater as a kid, like seeing that.
Yeah.
That first scene where it's like pretty scary in the beginning with the raptors in like the cage.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, whoa, this is. So I mean, I do get the sentiment to it. You know what I think is more what happens more nowadays is not in the moment. In the moment, I'm like, that was an action scene or that was CGI or whatever. It's after the fact when I found out in Inception that they had a fucking rotating hallway.
Yeah.
Like after the fact, I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I do kind of understand the sentiment of like,
But like
everything's
Oppenheimer in
so
theaters
possible
when he
now.
fucking made an actual atom bomb.
yeah, but like I'm just like,
like that explosion was crazy.
I just don't.
I was like, yeah, they've made that somehow.
But
just-
what I'm saying is
there was
that's
never-
how
there
most
was-
people felt seeing the dinosaurs. We're just pretending it was like this huge moment. Most people were like, movie dinosaurs.
Right. I get what
probably,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
There's something so unattractive to me these days about like men who play roles in action films, like Tom Cruise. Like, you just know that he's in his head being like,
I'm the man.
Like, I'm the man. Like,
Yo, put it this way:
unless-
Tom Cruise pretty much is the man, because for him to still be accepted and beloved, despite who he is as a human, right? He's awesome.
Yeah.
Because he is a horrific person, and not just like you're probably a bad dude who kidnapped your wife and like held her captive for 20 years. Also, just like you suck, dude.
Yeah.
Like everything else about him is so like cringy and lame. But it's like, did you see him jump off that?
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
cliff,
No,
though?
I like that about America. We still have reverence for our movie stars.
Yeah.
Like
You can get away with like literally murder.
the fact that we don't talk about how Brad Pitt is fucking
That one's
clearly
great.
a scumbag.
yeah, that one's tough.
That's
You
okay
don't
with
even-
me.
Yeah, he's Brad Pitt. Yeah. I've never put like Tom Cruise, maybe just being young, but like I never put Tom Cruise up in that like Leo Brad Pitt echelon. Like to me, Tom Cruise was always kind of his own thing.
He's
he
like the
does-
last action hero.
I think
Brad
he
Pitt, they do
is
like
kind
movies.
of the argument for doing the superhero movie is like he's the man because
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean? But it is you're not going to see.
But he's
Tom
never in a
Cruise
superhero
do-
movie, or he did Jack
Well,
Reacher.
you know what I mean. The action
Has he ever
movie.
had
Yeah.
like an Oscar now?
That's what I mean. You're not going to see. Well, he got nominated. The Top Gun got
Top Gun.
nominated. It was crazy.
He didn't
But
get-
you're not
he
going to
didn't
see
get
him
that.
do like a. I'm an AIDS patient falling in
Right,
love with.
right.
You
But
know,
he did
like-
it.
What was that?
Philadelphia.
Isn't that Tom Hanks?
Yeah, but he's or
No, that's Tom Hanks and Denzel. Tom Cruise is not. in
what's the Tom Cruise? Born on the 4th of July.
that was a long time ago too, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to do anything.
No, but he did it. Like they're all.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Denzel. Like he was a great actor, and then said, "Well,
But like,
this
I've
one's
never
how I
been
make
like,
most money."
Man's
oh, I
good.
gotta see that
Few Good
Tom
Men's are
Cruise
great.
is in it. He doesn't have that draw for me.
I get that. I mean, he does for me, but I
do
understand
think Mission
that.
Impossible is a pretty
Yeah.
like
Mission
must-see.
Impossible. I'm there night one for sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
Really?
Never won?
Never seen one.
Wow.
Like, to me, it's just like him, and it's worse that he directs it and is behind the scenes. Because
He'll direct it.
Oh, he didn't.
I don't.
Well, he
I-
kind of. I mean,
I think
at
he,
least
like,
his
has
stunts and
production,
shit.
yeah.
He's Tom Cruise. He has a
Yeah.
lot of pull, but I don't think he directs anything.
Okay. For some reason,
I do get what you're saying though. It's like
It's like
he's like this little like 5'4" man. who, like
he probably like before he goes to bed at night, like envisions himself like in a cool action. I don't know.
totally.
It's like
Yeah, that guy
Just
like jerks
consider.
off to himself for sure.
Yeah.
When I heard that like Nicole Kidman was not allowed to wear heels around him, I was like, you're a fucking
yeah.
like you can jump
Fellas.
off all the cliffs you want,
But
make all the money
know
in
what's
the world.
funny though? Like I completely agree. That's insane. But I always think about the picture of Rory McIlroy and his wife, and everyone just roasted him for like
she was way taller.
2 weeks. Yeah, like
Is he tiny or is she tall?
yeah, no, he's tiny, and she's like she either is or was a professional tennis player or something. She's a professional athlete, so she's a bigger, stronger woman.
Right.
And I remember it was years ago. Like, we were still in Milton at the time, and I just remember like I was like, they are just being relentless on this guy.
Tommy, you're like 5'7", right? Do you think you'll let your wife wear heels?
5'7".
Tommy
What?
Smoke.
You're
Can I say something about
6
Tommy
foot.
Smoke?
You're taller? Oh, I thought you gave off like 5'7".
Did someone say this? Is this a joke?
No, I just thought you did. I thought you were that.
What's going on right now? Am I being pumped?
No, I was going to
I'm
ask if you would
taller
let
than
your
people
wife
expect.
wear
I am
heels.
exactly 6 foot, but nobody believes it, so I say I'm 5'11".
I
Like
saw
I would
Tommy.
rather,
Really good.
I'd rather be viewed. What?
Crazy.
That's
you lie
yeah.
down? I mean, first of all, I just
I'd
thought you were
rather
tiny.
be viewed as 5'11" and honest than
That's
a
lying
liar.
6 foot.
Because if
But
I
I
say
completely get
if
that.
I say
If
I'm
you're
6
6
foot,
foot.
I am. But if I say I'm 6 foot, people will be like, "Oh, you're 5'10" and lying."
Yeah.
If I say I'm 5'11",
Well, that's
they'll be
'cause you
like,
give
"Oh,
off that
that's
energy."
an honest 5'11" man.
No, because
I completely understand what you're saying.
But
Yeah.
not if you are 6 foot.
But no one's gonna whip out a tape measure and do it. There's oh, he's lying. He's a lying prick, and I hate him. And I'm not gonna have
You're
sex with him.
so in your head, you are lying. Like you're lying about your height down.
I know. I'm one of the only
no,
people
but
who
I
ever do
believe
it.
5'11" less. 5'11" makes me think that you're actually 5'9", but you're trying to reach.
You just keep going down. You
Yeah,
just keep
Fine,
going
I'm
down.
like-
5'9". What would make you
I
think
thought you were
I'm honest?
5'7". I don't know.
Is that a joke?
I am fucking with you, but
I saw Tommy shirtless yesterday. Much broader frame than I thought.
Well,
Tommy's got a
no,
fucking
remember when Tommy was
athletic
jacked?
build.
I've been in the gym for like a month and a half.
you're back at
it? Back at it, yeah.
You do
I
have
was
a
like,
good-
oh, look at Tommy's shoulders. Like he
I gotta
fucking
get rid of my
pack some
tits.
muscle on
I still
there.
gotta get rid of my tits.
got
Put the
tits,
guts
yeah.
down.
Look, you're preaching to the choir there. That's, I am
gonna get any judgment in this room,
I'm constantly walking that knife's edge. You're like, those tits right there.
yeah, tits or pecs.
Well, yeah, we all gotta match Jackie and get a reduction. You have a good like frame of like if you do work out, you will get.
It
like,
happens,
There are people
yeah.
who are like fat or in a body shape that's like even if you work out, you might be healthy, but you're not gonna like look it. You know? What I mean?
Yeah.
You look. I mean, when you did work out, you looked.
It was yeah, but it doesn't suit me. I get that, but it does feel good. I like when Fight said I had broad
What size shoe are you?
11, 10 and a half,
Okay, because it looked like you had like water skis when you were playing basketball the other day.
10 and a half.
You were like flopping around on the court. I was like, does he have like a size 13 foot?
No, I wish.
Huel, the Black Edition, is a ready-to-drink that has 35 grams of protein and 400 calories in 16.9 fluid ounces. I got the vanilla here. Feitelberg just slammed a chocolate.
The chocolates are great.
Chocolate is good. The Pabs and Jackie are partial to the vanilla. Me and Feitelberg are chocolate gang. It's nutritionally complete, ready-to-drink meal with 35 grams of protein, only what? 400 calories total, 6 grams of fiber, 27 minerals and vitamins. So it's a whole meal in one drink where
Plus it's low in sugar.
that's huge. Low in sugar, yet still tasty. Gives you all the protein, vitamins, and minerals you need. And you're not cooking. You're not buying it. You're not getting it delivered. Like you just drink your drink. Easy to do, on the go. Doesn't take up much time. And it's that perfectly balanced meal. And right now you can get 15% off plus a free gift for new customers when you go to Huel.com. That's like fuel, but with an H, Huel.com. Use promo code KFC15 and you get 15% off for all the Hueligans. That's what you're called if you're part of Huel Nation. The Hueligans. Please see our description for the terms and conditions. Unlock a healthier and easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so that you can focus on what really matters. Huel.com, promo code KFC15. So the fellas are we just? I'll let you do this. Are we? I don't know how much we're revealing and what we're talking about, so I'll let you do it.
Well, we started principal photography. I don't know what that means.
I do want to have this take before. I will give it one more year before I find John totally insufferable. Everything is now like, now that I've been watching Pavs, I know what to look for.
Yeah.
I appreciate this and
thing
that.
about Everest. I knew that was CGI, man.
Yo, no, if you watch Everest, you're like, oh, it's like a white styrofoam.
Okay,
Do you think Fight to 2018 was pulling out the CGI mountain on Everest?
Let this motherfucker have one successful season of a TV show. You're gonna be the worst.
I'm watching it and I'm like, it's awesome. Like it's the same like Fast and Furious. I know the car's not jumping between two buildings, but I'm like, this fucking rules.
Whatever you say.
You snob.
Have said, I think, if you ever see me do this.
Oh yeah, if I ever
That's
do
when,
this,
like,
just
stop.
punch me.
Wait, and he's getting close.
Yeah, I was gonna say, brother, that you might want to move that goalpost a little bit. So what is it called? Principal photography? What is that?
No, I made that up.
Oh, okay,
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I think that is what it probably
It's a phrase I've heard. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
it means. No, we started shooting Les Mascots yesterday.
The Mascots is the Out of Order gang, but doing like just a season of television instead of a sketch show, which I think is going to be. Barstool is a place where, like, more often than not, when people jump into something new, everybody goes like, "Oh, it's better than I thought it was going to be." Like, people just kind of doubt us, or the same way that everyone thinks that we're short. Everyone's like you said, "Oh, you're taller than I thought." Everyone just thinks that we're like talentless assholes. Probably because we act that way most of the time, and a lot of the shit we do is talentless and stupid. But to be in this spot and have the longevity that most of us have, like, you got to have something. And when, like, you have a bunch of people who are willing to learn and a bunch of people who have learned and now are applying it, like, I'm sure some people out there would think it would be like crazy that Barstool would have a television show, but it's like, to me, it's like any other improv group or comedy group or whatever that then goes on to bigger things. I think this is it.
I think it's the most confident I've ever been in.
How far we've come. You could just stop right there. You could just stop after a bin. It's the most confident I've ever been. Like, would 2018 Fights say that?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not confident in myself. I'm confident, like, we worked really hard on it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone really bought in, and like we really
on writing it.
I'm writing. Yeah.
We saw that
No,
shoot.
there's 10 million things that have to go right.
But even the
before
way
it's
I
good.
see, there's all these scripts on the table, and I know you guys are like really taking it seriously.
Everyone has really tried,
and that's
we might fail miserably.
But that's
but
one
everyone's
thing,
really tried.
That's one thing at Barstool that we don't do is try. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people are too cool for school. There's a lot of toxic competition where, like, if you put yourself out there and you fail, you're gonna get fucking flamed, and so people just don't try, and that's the gayest thing you can do. Is not try because you're afraid. And I think you guys have all have the balls to do it, but also have fostered and cultivated like you got a little like group of friends. They're like, we're not gonna like make fun of each other. We're not gonna like, we'll pick each other up if we fail. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could do this with like certain other people at Barstool. They'd be like, you're fucking lame. You're terrible.
100%.
Like, it's
You think
need
you're an
that.
actor, gay boy?
Yeah. You need that. You need like I would. You know, the only way I would be able to do something like that is if even when I'm like filming a video for like a brand or whatever, like, and you guys are shooting it. It took me a while to like get comfortable that like I'm gonna fuck up this. I'm gonna need to reshoot that. We need to do another take, and that's just me being like, we're here at blah 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 for blah blah blah. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm comfortable with like just you guys. If I have to like have another cameraman, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awkward.
Which is exactly kind of what we're saying with like why Nolan works with the same people, because you get comfortable with people and you're like, oh, we work
and
well
it's like,
together.
let's just cut to the chase and do it with who works. So you guys have a great crew in that. I mean, I see you guys do all your meetings all the time. It's like you're doing it.
In the meetings, it's been like again, we've worked on it hard for a long time, and I think I'm speaking for me. You speak for yourself, obviously. Like, when we're doing the readings, I'm like, this is funny. I don't know what I'm talking about, but like what we're reading, I'm like, this is funny. And then I know how talented Pavs and Owen are, and I'm like,
if you just
they're good,
dead
and this
weight
is
of
good.
Tommy Smoke.
And like I told Pavs the other day that like there have been 3 sketches we wrote that I said this about, and they're like 3 of our bigger sketches where I was just like, the only people who can fuck this up now is the actors.
Yeah,
like it's good. Pavs is talented. Like the script's good, and the people who are editing it and directing it are good. we know that for a
lot
fact.
of pressure on us.
You know what? But I also feel like we just never get any respect. I don't say we, but I'll say you guys. Like, but blogging in general, like if like comedians go do a show, people like respect that they were comedians. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna like act now, and other like I think other professions or other things people will like give more credit to, where it's like these bloggers don't know what they're doing. It's like, I don't know, man. We've been doing, some of us for like 15, 10, 20 years, observational humor, like seeing what works, knowing how to be in front of a camera, learning. We all were writers, you know. We all basically were comedians in some regard, just in a different form. But it just never got, it doesn't get any respect where, like if somebody said like, oh, that's the show that a bunch of bloggers made, they're not going to be like, oh, shit. But I think they're going to learn that they should be.
This could also end up being the strongest cold takes of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think
Like,
so.
it could be a piece of shit. I don't know, but I
I've
feel
read it.
confident.
I don't think it'll be.
Funny.
I'm not. I can't. You can't guarantee that somebody will that'll blow up. But I do. I will guarantee and put my career on the line that it won't be a piece of shit.
I'll
I've
say
seen you guys in action already.
it is borderline impossible for it to reach the expectations I have for it.
Yeah, so if I know Tommy, he's like, we're winning an Emmy.
Right. Like, no, I actually.
Okay, see, what I'm counting as like 70,000 views.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like
in my head, I was like, this could realistically get 1 to 2 million.
I remember Bert being like, talking about the Machine movie, being like, I know what it is, but like, but also there's a part of me that's like, what if we have a Marvel opening weekend? And you need that. But also even you saying like this will get 70,000 views, like that would be fucking incredible. We're so skewed, man.
Right.
If
Like,
that happens, I'm exceptionally happy.
Yeah.
Is that
And
a
I
success
also
to
don't
everybody?
think
It's gonna get.
but I also don't think he's crazy either.
I don't think that's crazy, but that's
Not
my
2 million
my
might feel
bar for
crazy,
like.
maybe. But a
if
million
we do
is, you
that,
know,
if we do
hundreds of
70,
thousands, like-
I'm happy and like that's good. That's what I.
How many
that's
episodes is it?
8.
That's the other thing too, is like episode 1 will probably smash because people are
And then
too
it'll cut in half.
And then, yeah. But but if you fall somewhere, where it's
It's also not time sensitive. It's not like you have
Yeah.
to watch it when it comes out.
also, you just got to start somewhere. Like I always say this. John worked on something recently and has like an unbelievable story about it. And as he told me about it, you'll hear about it eventually when it can all be talked about. I was like, this is your origin story. When like if somebody told this story to us about like the first time I was on a set, blah 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 happened, we would be like, that is fucking incredible. And like that was when you started, And so like maybe because I'm on the outside looking at this, I'm watching it all unfold and I'm like, this story is telling itself. This will be when you guys have a successful show or a movie or whatever, and you do interviews and shit. You'll be talking about sitting in there and going through the scripts and these conversations and all that shit. It's like, this is how it starts. So maybe the first one isn't huge, but if it's
You gotta
success,
do the first one so that you can
so
do the second one.
Yeah. You got to have a little bit of success and a little bit of failure so that it's so much. It's again so much easier watching on the outside. Like you almost want a little bit of failure, so you're like, I know what to fix.
Yeah.
And then the next time you
But-
fix that, and like
We will. It was ironic, and now it's a little less ironic. We'll like start something. We'll be like, yeah, it could be more of like a season 3 thing.
Well,
Maybe
because
we can
you
have like
think that
season
way, though.
4.
but also because it's Barstool Sports and we're filming it for nothing. We're like, well, season 2 is already greenlit. We can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Like,
We could make ourselves the longest running show in the history of
episode
television.
300. You know what I do love as we start to do more of these things. Like I was thinking about reality shows and how just
that
like
was sorry. Season 10 with like 10 viewers would be so funny. Just like 10 guys are like, let's go. They're back. Like everyone at season 1, everyone was like, that wasn't that guy. I'd focus more on the podcasting, guys. We're like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do a couple more seasons.
But like the way we criticize TV, like all of a sudden you do it, you might
Yeah,
be
no
a
one's
little
allowed
more
to actually
inclined
criticize this.
Yeah, no,
Like,
well,
See, I actually, my thing, and I think it's, again, because I've like maybe tried to work to understand it. Like, I'd rather hear what your issues are and we can talk about it. Like with podcasting, because I've never really gotten podcasting. Yeah. Like I don't like.
Tommy strongly. If you're listening at home, Tommy is shaking his head.
I'd like to
He does
hear
not want the
all
feedback.
of your favorite parts and nothing else.
I was like when Jackie was like, "Give me feedback if it's good. Give me good comments, please."
With just like with the stuff we do a lot, it's not a ton of stuff I consume, so I don't know how to. This is way deeper than I need to be, but like my whole career, I've never been like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've always been like, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try that. What do you guys want? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And this, I'm like, I get it. I'm not. It's more like if we're in school, like it's not math class, like it's not gym. I don't fucking fully understand it, but it's like social studies.
It's like creative writing. You can do that.
I'm in the like if I apply myself, I could probably figure this out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so like I want to hear like what didn't you like? So I'd be like, oh, you didn't like that, like that was intentional, or like, or that wasn't
was his
intentional.
idea.
Like, and like we can work on that. Like I'm much better at. And I told Paz this earlier. I was like, "Fucking, if I'm doing it wrong, tell me, because I can't. I think I can do it. So like, if I'm doing it wrong, tell me,
to know,
and I'll correct it.
Yeah.
And that gives me a lot more confidence in it. Where I'm like, okay, if we did something wrong, I think I bet we can figure it out how to fix it.
It just makes me laugh going into new fields though. Like when I'm talking about traders a lot, and I'm like, I fucking hate that woman Danielle.
I still haven't
hate
watched
her,
the last episode.
right?
Yet.
But then we're talking with Rhea, and I'm like, can you believe these fucking people are taking it so seriously? They hate Rhea. And meanwhile, I'm making a video like, I despise this woman. And it's like, as you start to do more things. Now, I think also it is funny because it seems like the difference to me is I always look at the people involved, and everybody who's on the show and at Barstool is like, no, Rhea was awesome. So it's like the fans are just being assholes. Everyone on Traders is like, fuck Danielle. So I think there is some truth to that.
I've
but
had the
as
same
you
thought,
do
though,
these
too,
things,
where it's like someone leaves a mean comment about you. It's like, you don't fucking know me. Like, you don't know what I'm like, and then you watch a video, you're like,
And
what,
the
look at
same
this
way-
piece of human shit.
bro, imagine, you're
I
gonna.
bet he's a bad person in real life.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Paradise, like trashing it, and I'm like, but if anybody has any bad feedback on your guys' show, I'm gonna be like, you don't know what you're doing. What they put into this, you don't know how much they care.
Let me be the first to say.
I did have a thought though when I was like critiquing traders, is like, that's my job, and like if I start not doing that because I'm like, oh, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, like, I don't know, then there needs to be people who critique things and argue about things, and if that goes away, then like that sucks too.
I to be clear, I don't want. Like, that's why I don't like. If you want to have a conversation about it, I'm happy to have that. But I wouldn't want to just be like, "Fuck you, hate you." This. If you're like, I watched it and I liked it, but this part, that I would like to hear.
No,
and
that's
like
fair.
To talk about, but like, I don't need a random "fuck you." Like, that,
now
this
this is
sucks.
like a 30-minute, 20-minute show.
Should we
Like,
talk about what it's about a little bit? Or?
Sure.
I was gonna say
Let's-
I don't know if that was out there because you didn't explain that yet.
No,
so.
we haven't at all.
Are we good too?
Yeah, it's up to you.
We could do
The
literally
world premiere
whatever
of
we
the
want.
reveal of what the show is.
I think minimally, yeah.
Les
You take it
Mascots.
away.
No.
All right, I mean, me, all
I'll
right.
fucking do it. Jesus Christ.
Basically, as minimal as it is, me and Feits play struggling. I don't even know if you could use the word up and coming. Struggling actors who live in New York City trying to get roles, but our day jobs is we're Elmo and the Cookie Monster in Times Square. And Sass plays Feits' nephew in the show, who's coming to make his winter thesis documentary about.
Because you guys have said that you have a play on Broadway, right?
I have told my family that I am a Broadway actor.
Right.
So my sister calls me and asks if my nephew can come do a documentary because he's in film school. So Sass comes to New York to live with his famous uncle. Gets here and realizes
Finds out
that
he's a scumbag.
he has a
Elmo.
roommate who is the Cookie Monster, or Elmo, and I am Cookie Monster in Times
And
Square.
then Nick and KB are involved as well. Nick plays our manager, but they don't live in New York. And KB is the prince who, young TikTok star, who's his star client.
If I had to make a prediction for who steals this show,
KB.
It's KB or you. One of you two are gonna have a massive. Both characters are just so fucking funny. That
Mine is maybe more delusional than Tommy. Well, me and Feits will joke. We'll be when you really break it down, we're playing guys who work in entertainment who live in New York City who really want to be actors.
what were you just saying?
really struggling to break out of this role.
Two minutes ago, he's like, Kieran Culkin's not even acting.
I can't really tap into his psyche. But
No, I was like, I need to have an ego death of Tommy Smoke so I can become Marlon.
Wait, did you say you go death the other day too?
Yeah.
What?
You were talking about ego deaths, and then what was I? I watched White Lotus,
don't
and
think
they
I
talk about
saw
ego
that.
death in that.
Comes in
I
threes.
don't think I was talking about.
I think it was
So it
me
must have
talking
been you.
about
I
it.
thought it
Those
was
are always
you.
getting me confused for like me or Tommy. It's crazy.
I could have sworn you said it because it was when you talk about crashing out. I thought you said you needed an ego death, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think I use the term ego death because I don't know what that means.
I can promise you I've never done that before. I don't
I
know
actually
that.
almost texted you when I was watching White Lotus because I was like, "Did you learn ego death from White Lotus?"
Which what is an ego death?
It's like losing your sense of your ego and your sense of self, and you become one with just the world, and I don't know. It's weird. It's
Tommy asked ChatGPT how he could have an ego death. That's where we're at.
That's true. One of the things was like hard drugs or like real tragedy.
Usually it's like an ayahuasca trip or something like that.
but they
too,
said
right?
some
Like-
meditation.
Yeah, but when people say that, I'm like, I need all the ego I can get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm firmly a believer of more ego in this world. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing, but it is the way you get ahead. Is just to be supremely confident and bowl over anybody who thinks otherwise. It's like, it ain't right, but that is the way. Like,
You have to
if
be
if you if something goes wrong, just lie about it. You know what I mean? Like, just Costanza that shit. Say the opposite. Tell your story. Tell the narrative, and just keep hammering it until people go, okay. So keep that ego up.
Yeah, that's been what I've been trying.
I think it's gonna be very.
This is
fun.
gonna be the greatest fucking show of all time.
What do you think,
I'm
Paz?
more
You've been
excited
pretty
for
quiet.
it than I've been
I was letting you
anything
guys
at
rip.
Barstool.
I think the best way to describe which I've kind of pitched to everybody is
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like Entourage except no Vince, and so that's what kind of makes it funny.
I like that. Yeah. I think
When Paz came up with that tagline, everyone was like,
There it is,
Because
yeah.
we like
That is
on,
good.
for like, I would say, a year and a half.
that should be the tagline, by the
That's-
way.
yeah.
Okay.
We've been like trying to do something. Like we've worked on movie scripts. We've gotten pretty deep into 2 movie scripts, and we were just like, it's just not there. And then Owen and Tommy had been working on this show that I fucking remember. It's funny. I told Owen this recently. I don't know if I told you. We were in the Boy Dad studio doing something for Out of Order, and Owen had to leave. And he's like, I got to go. I got a meeting about this show that I'm doing with Tommy. And it's like Times Square and Elmo and Cookie Monster. And he walked out of the room, and I was like, that's going to be so funny. Like, the way he had explained it, and I was like, fuck, I wish we were doing that.
Yeah.
And luckily, like, kind of like just things fall through and this and that. Things change, and like we
That's
ended up.
part of the story too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the story you tell. It's
Yeah,
like-
we had started working on it like January 2024, like over a year ago. We started writing us, Caroline, Sam, and it was like we got some episodes just like this is great, and then just kind of fell through. And then Owen like brought it back up in I don't know November, December. I was like, oh
Dude,
my god.
it- there-
then
Oh
when-
my god, yes.
When Owen brought it up, and then I think we were still talking about it, and Pavs was like, it's on Entourage without Vince, and everyone was like, that's something. There's something there.
the corniest thing that I have learned to be true in doing this is if you're lucky enough to have a little bit of longevity, and you can have you can afford to fail and keep doing like whatever it is your day job that like pays the bills. The failures really do become like they circle back, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that was just not the right time or not the right person, and now we do that thing. You
Or
know?
I love the quote that's like when you make a decision, you jump into a current, and it's just like even if you're just like jumping into a current and now you're in a different stream of life, like at worst, now you're just
Taking you
looking at
somewhere
things from a
else.
different point
Yeah,
of
yeah,
view.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I think doing this sketch show, like, opened up your guys' eyes, like, oh, we can do this, or like, it does look a certain way. There's enough fans, enough success.
I remember
whatever,
the first
you know?
time we did Out of Order, and honestly, it was probably the last day I ever looked at the internet. But like, I think you said the feedback was like, it's good, and I remember being like, okay, if they like that, I found that repeatable. I was like, I think we can keep doing something like that, and I think we have, and we're trying to keep doing
it's
it.
good to lean into what you're good at.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
it was just like it's like okay, that felt good.
repeatable.
So
is
that
a thing.
if the people say it's good, that felt good. So feels like we can do something here.
And being able to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they liked that thing, but it was like a perfect storm and so much work, and like we can't we can't do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is if you
Dude,
feel like you
trying to figure out the internet is a goddamn fucking
it's so
minefield.
fucking hard, man. And that,
And it was like, oh, you like that one? Fine, okay.
that's why
Like,
I hate
used to
that
have
people.
TikToks of my knees. Like, I'll do whatever you guys fucking want.
Dude, I laugh about that all the time because you were like, this is gonna be the biggest thing ever. But like,
there is a world where that did become the
did-
biggest
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I, you know what? Honestly, God, this is that was probably the last time I felt confident. so this
maybe let's temper the
might
expectations.
last about 2 weeks. but
like that one might be a little bit silly. I'm not saying that like you grew because of that, but it's just like it's all part of the recipe that like adds up. Where it's like, okay, maybe TikTok's not for me, so you focus on scripted stuff, and that's why, you know what I mean? Like it all just builds. And when you find something you're good at, like even I'm trying to do the television stuff, and it is a heavy fucking lift because you have to watch everything, do long form, and then it's got to all get edited, and it's all got to get up in time, and like
when you said they were all 40 minutes, I was like, "Oof!" And I know they're not all,
but they're all long form
Yeah.
on YouTube. That's a very different animal. And
so how long are you talking like straight? Like when you film it, like the raw footage.
I just do like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
I'm at the point I don't do many takes. I might do a couple like I started.
But you
2
could
minutes.
still like you could talk for an hour and it gets whittled down to 40.
I could, but even that, I'm like, I try to make it as light of a lift for the producers as possible so that they can get it up quickly. And not that I expected this to just take off. It all takes effort, but it's like it's going to be a slow grind that I'm like, it just might not be, the juice might not be worth the squeeze on this one because it's a lot of work. Whereas I like, for whatever reason, 1 Minute Man has had this like little uptick of success and comments and positivity, and people are like, I would watch a longer form like news version of this. And so now I'm thinking, I'm like, I proved that out that works.
Right.
I probably have a better shot of parlaying that into a YouTube's channel.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing, right? That's like 1 Minute Man's your sketches, and then this would be a half hour longer form
and
show.
so that I think I'm gonna at least try that where like it's just like 5 1 Minute Man top. It's kind of, the problem is it's a little bit rundown-esque.
Yeah.
But the rundown's kind of dead now anyways. Like it's not it's so like
You have very good.
Yeah.
I like to listen to YouTube minimally outside of having to edit you guys. Like whenever I feel
It's extremely understandable.
no offense, but like I just because like I
really
listen,
just laid it on the line here.
I'm saying, I listen to you guys so much that like I can't be doing like now
that
your
makes sense.
voices are work to me.
Yeah.
In like a great way, but you know what I mean. It's just like
I
feel
fucking
like,
hate you too.
Sometimes on the podcast I like forget I'm not like listening to it or editing. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, but like your 1 Minute Man's like they're, it's like I kind of have to watch them to keep up with. Like they're so easy to keep up with.
If the girl who hates
No,
to listen to me says I have to listen to the video, that's
what I mean.
no, listen, it's great then. That's the best piece of feedback I've gotten.
This girl hates me watching me. It's the easiest way to get like up to date on pop culture.
Yeah.
And you break it down really
told
well.
John
You have good
this.
takes.
There was like, for whatever reason, though, I think it's because I started liking them and pinning them, so I think people want the attention, so they're doing more of it. But every video, there's like a few comments, and the other day on this Gene Hackman video, there was like 4 in a row that were like, this guy is super informative, right to the point, and I watch him every day. And like, I love this guy. We should have more of him. And I was like, is somebody paying somebody to leave these comments? I was like, am I sleepwalking at night with burners, posting these myself? This is crazy. But there is a little like groundswell of people talking like you're saying. So
It's
I'm
just
like,
hive. It's a hive mentality.
yeah.
Like if
but
people are
I've
like,
never
this
been
is
on the
bad.
good side of
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah,
The hive
yeah,
mind
yeah.
has always and continues to be mostly negative for me, to the point that I just have to.
But the
zone that
negative
out.
people are so stupid that if they just see people start saying it's good, they'll be like, oh,
I do agree
they're
with that.
right. It is good.
I believe that if you don't listen to the good, to the bad, you can't listen to the good as much. I think it takes a lot more to leave a nice comment than it does a bad comment.
I've gotten to a pretty good point where I'll see a nice comment, be like, guy knows what he's talking about. I'll see a mean comment, be like, loser.
I know you did.
No idea what he's talking about. This guy with the nice comment and 9 followers, that's a real man.
Yeah. So, but dude, finding it is like, and this is where I feel bad for other like people trying to make it. It's like we're pretty successful at a company that's successful and like have all these resources and a built-in fan base and all that shit, and it's still like hard for us to find the niche and navigate the minefield. You know, it's like Ethan Hawke's daughter being like, Hollywood's hard. It's like, okay, Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. So like, I can't even imagine really just starting out with nothing and trying to navigate all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although it's sometimes a little bit easier too. It's like, you don't have to worry about failing. You don't have to worry about bosses. I don't know. You can just throw shit against the wall. But it is fucking hard, man. Especially YouTube. That's what I think. What's so good for this is like, it's obviously whatever the show is the niche. You know what I mean? So is it going to be on YouTube? Is that
It's
the
gonna
plan?
be on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on
So it's just like people
YouTube.
subscribe for that show. You know, when you do the podcast, you're like, should we put the vlog on? Should we put the 1 Minute Man's on? Should we do the short form videos? And it's like you never know what to put on and what not to put on. You have to have the same theme, the same frequency, the same length. This automatically is that because that's the nature of the content. So it's built for YouTube in that sense.
And I will say, people are like, don't expect this next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do some
No, but I will say when I asked him, I thought he was going to be like, Pavs was going to be like 2026, you know, and he was like, maybe by like the fall. I was like, holy shit! Even if that's on the table, I thought,
Yeah.
you know,
I think original goal was like May, June, but we might.
but
might
that's
go
dude,
fall.
May, June is around the fucking corner.
Yeah.
I've never edited something that didn't have to come out the next day.
Right.
Like my entire
But
life.
that is also
I'm
part.
excited for
This
that.
is what people don't realize. Like you don't even realize that like you're working under conditions that other people would probably be like, this is unworkable, and that's just all you've ever known. So the fact that you're like, oh, I have a couple months to do this. That's why I always laugh about Love Island versus Love Island turns it around in 48 hours every episode.
Yeah.
The Bachelor takes like 6 months to put out an episode. You know, so it's like there are standards, but if you just are not operating within those, you're good to go. Like I can do this. You know, I can make a whole series in a couple months. So
Wait, also, how did the concept for the show come to be?
I think Owen just like. I think Owen
Dude, Owen
came up
spends
with it,
more
pitched
time
it
in
to just
Times
like me.
Square than anyone I know.
wait, are you guys shooting in Times Square?
We're shooting a lot of Times Square.
Are you allowed to, or are you just roguing it? Like,
just guerrilla?
are
I'm not really shooting that much in Times Square.
But enough.
are the
Yeah.
actual like people mad? Because I know they get territorial.
I mean,
like,
we'll find out.
Oh, right.
Yesterday we just did scenes in my. But also we shoot in my apartment. But yesterday was just in my apartment, so I don't know if we go
I
to
could
Times Square
see
till next
Elbow
week.
and Cookie Monster being like, get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
that could be a problem.
Yeah.
No, but that could be
But
awesome.
it'd be awesome if we have to fight actual Elmo Times
Yeah,
Square.
that might not be in your script, but
Right.
episode 1 should be like, we needed to claim our territory.
Yeah.
You know, like, you never know what's going to come
Marlon
about.
and Henry now have broken legs for season 1.
Do you think people will actually come up to you guys asking for pictures?
I feel like they'll see the cameras and
Yeah, I think people will be able to tell that it's not real because
If
like,
anything, that might
again,
make people more.
It's certainly not like a massive production, but like you know, if you're picturing like fucking The Odyssey, but like it's
close.
there's enough stuff happening with it. I don't know how much we'll have in the street, but like there's enough people around. Like I think yesterday there were like 10 people in my apartment. Like there's enough people around there. You're like something is happening
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
It's not just that's not actual Cookie Monster in Times
It is
Square.
so funny too. Like obviously we film stuff, you know, all around New York City all the time. It's like I'm just doing work. But like if I see somebody like I saw this guy like walking down a subway with like a selfie, I just thought, what a fucking loser. It's like, that's
Film it
exactly
yourself.
what I must look like all the time.
Totally.
I always feel like there's a lot of TikTokers that do it, but there's like some of them, they walk down the street and they just talk to the camera like with their phone. And I think it's better than just sitting down and doing it because there's like action, there's motion. For whatever reason, it hooks people in more. But I struggle doing that so much because like, where am I going to find it? I don't want people seeing me
I agree.
talk to a camera as I walk
But
down
that-
the street.
that-
Ego death.
Is what
I need ego death.
I still can't do it like as me, but I don't have a hard time if we're doing a sketch or if we're
Acting
doing
you
like
can do, but fall over yourself.
I can't like I still can't do like a video like I can't do like
I've
that.
gotten much better. I think that's just a time like reps thing and like an age thing where you just stop caring.
Yeah,
like
but it's also
eventually
like
just,
you said
don't
reps
fucking care.
like
Yeah.
you just start doing it enough where you're like okay this is just I'm working now
Yeah.
and that's depends
and,
it's different
and if you don't
kind of
need to start and like even with the 1 Minute Man thing, like part of it is getting it out in time, and it's like I can do this in pretty much one take now.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, it would not be that. You know what I mean? I remember I used to sit in that studio, and I would, you know, it take like
Yeah.
an hour to do like
Yeah.
a 5 or 10 minute video. Now it takes 5 minutes to do a 5 minute video.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. So you don't realize that
weird,
you're getting
like-
better at these things. Like
it's weird that we get embarrassed about doing it in front of people because like
I
don't
would
know.
never care.
I just had Potbellies. The sandwich person has to make their sandwich in front of me. I don't think they're like,
Right.
oh,
But even when
got
I
an
see-
audience this time.
when I see you guys, like, again, when you're on the outside of it, it's like if I were to watch you do a scene and be like, fuck, like I fucked up, let's run it back. I wouldn't be like, you losers. But I think that's what everyone's thinking about me if I flub a line or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's like people don't care. You care, but they
Yeah.
really don't care.
Was it high school cafeteria theory? I think everyone's looking at you. No one's paying
No
attention.
one's looking at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's looking. But that also, it's like, it's tough because then you get like feedback from people, and it's like, oh my god, you guys are analyzing every single thing about me.
Yeah, yeah.
So you do notice. You notice that thing on my face. You notice what was in the
Right.
background of my house. You notice that my clothes were.
You know
stained
my
with it.
faults better than I do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It kind of doesn't make me feel better when people are like, no, like I understand that nobody's actually caring about what I do, but like, there are people who, for a moment, I don't know, like it
I'm
never
with
really
you.
makes me
It
feel
doesn't
better.
give me the peace of mind that people
The
think
people,
it does.
yeah, exactly. Or even when people are like, oh, like they're ugly, the mean commenters are ugly. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still
They're-
saying that I'm ugly.
They're
Like
not
me
saying
too,
they're
yeah.
hot. They're saying I'm ugly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like who knows ugly better than that ugly person?
Yeah.
That comment should be like, you look like me, and that would not be good. But I feel the same way with your vlogs. Like watching you guys do these things, I'm like, everybody should have more confidence in what they're doing. Here, I don't know about everybody out there. You guys are probably untalented, but knowing people here, it's like
The two
everybody
scripts
should
that I've read
try.
have been so funny.
Yeah,
So
they're good.
I'm feeling good about.
The scripts are definitely funny.
Yeah, Jackie's also in it. That's why she's read scripts.
Yeah.
Jackie,
You're a great actress.
You're a really good actress.
You really
yeah.
are. Like every skit you're in is, even if you're not like the focal point, whatever you're doing is like, that was good acting.
Yeah.
You're the girlfriend, you're the mom, whatever it is like, it was believable.
We got, Jackie, Megan Bitchell. It's again, everyone who has worked on it
Likes
is
it.
A, bought in, and B, really talented, which is why I have confidence because I know how good.
I thought you were
everyone
going to
else
say,
is.
I also think that like when you like a project, because there's shit like that sounds silly because it's like, yeah, you're on the show, of course you like it. There are plenty of times I'm doing stuff I'm like, this is a piece of shit. This is not going to be good, And
this
I
one
know
will get
it.
a retweet.
Right. I know it.
I don't know if I'm going to quote tweet this one and be like, I think this was good.
Yeah, like when you're in a part of something good and not good, and if everybody on the set and in the show is like, this is funny, this is good.
But it's important to remember, none of us know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like.
But I always laugh at like when Tim Dillon was on The Joker and he said he was looking at the staff, the cameraman, and being like, this movie fucking sucks. And they're like, yeah, this is it. Those are the people to talk to. If you are gonna, I mean, it sounds like it's all pretty in-house, but if you're working with outside people, always ask
Yeah.
them. It's like whenever we're at a live show and like the security guards and people are like, yo, that was funny.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
these
yeah.
guys sit and listen to every act
Yeah.
all
Right.
week long. So if they thought it was good, it's good. So like that's a good sign that you're all.
I
pretty
think
high
we
on
could
it.
say at worst the scripts are funny. So if the shooting is a total failure, we'll release the scripts.
Just a really good story, like a good blog
Go
story.
to bring it to life. Here are the pages.
Here's a novel we wrote in good group.
Season 8 of Love is Blind is here, and it is we are about to hit the finale, or the reunion, I should say. And the reunion is where the sparks really fly, because now all the episodes have aired. Everybody has seen everybody else. Everybody knows what they look like, what relationships are thriving, which ones are failing, which people actually are falling in love with the person that they cut. Oh, that person was hot, I should have gone with them. Oh, this person doesn't really work for me. We've got the Dave and Lauren storyline. How would you feel if you went on the show and you found out that like right before somebody went on the show, they had like a friends with benefits situation and they were hooking up with somebody?
That'd be fine.
You'd be fine with that?
Yeah, that would make sense. We haven't met yet.
Yeah, well, that's this girl.
You're an adult.
But it's interesting because that is this girl's argument, and I'm not saying she did anything wrong, but the other guy is like, I'm uncomfortable with this, and it's like, and I just don't think you guys should be together.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying he's right in that like she didn't do anything wrong, but if you're like it's making me uncomfortable, like it's definitely like an insecure, immature feeling. But if you're like I just can't stop thinking about the fact that you were hooking up with this guy right before me, then.
Yeah. No, yeah, you feel the way you feel.
But these people are so hell bent on like making it fit.
I think it's weird to hook up with adults who haven't recently been hooking up with adults.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%.
Why hasn't anyone been fucking you?
Yeah. That's a red flag right there. So there's Dave and Lauren. There is Ben and Sarah. There's a whole bunch of drama. Dave's sister, who knows? Maybe she'll pop up at the reunion. That would be amazing. The Dave's sister reveal would kill it. But either way, you can watch all of Season 8 of Netflix right now. And Friday, tomorrow, March 7th, is the weddings finale. And then we'll have the reunion. So all of Season 8 will be available in the next coming weeks on Netflix. Love is Blind, Season 8. Go check it out. What else we got? Anything going on in the Barstool world that is... we had the Klemmer Mintzy combine again, which is... one of the more just harrowing things. Watching
I caught that. I caught a little bit of that yesterday.
watching them suck on lollipops.
But what I took away, Chicago Mafia versus fucking Klemmer.
I actually didn't watch those.
It was I kind of had it on in the background yesterday, and there were two very clear violations of Klemmer losing a point, and then Klemmer got mad, being like, because I forget what the prize was. I think it was a couple grand, maybe. I forget.
Oh, was it that big of a prize?
It was a substantial prize that Klemmer was like, I want that fucking money, so yeah, I'm gonna fight for my fucking points.
Yeah.
And then like the whole show was like Klemmer's being a bitch, Klemmer's being a pussy. Like he had gotten jobbed out of 2 points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On his way to
That doesn't surprise me though. Come on.
like
Yes, that's
like
the Windy
one
City
was-
Mafia.
I wasn't paying like again. It was on in the background, but there was one where like he was trying to get what do you call it? Flag football. And it was like they were trying to get flags, and Mintzy like ran out of bounds.
I saw it. He was like out of bounds.
Yeah.
They just didn't call it.
No,
yeah,
that,
they just said keep
that
going,
one
keep going.
I'm on Mintzy's side. The out of bounds was the court. He just had to stay on the court. He had to stay in the hardwood. I think.
Okay, so maybe
Well,
my
what was the
basketball
rule? Was the rule
knowledge.
of the court or is it hardwood?
I think they just said like stay on the court.
If you say stay on the court is within the bounds. The court is not the hard. The court is not the wood floor.
Because the wood goes like the whole way, doesn't
If
it?
you tell me to stay on the court, I think you mean stay in bounds.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would think the hardwood.
That's insane.
That's-
If we were on a basketball court and I said stay in bounds, you would think
No,
it's out
not,
of bounds.
not stay in bounds. Stay on the court.
Okay, fine, but stay on the court. Like there's.
I'm not a basketball guy, so I don't really know. But like if
If you were on a
told me
football
to stay on the
field
court,
and I said
would
stay
think
on the
it's
field,
within
you would
line.
think that means the
Well,
grass.
that's different.
No, it's not.
No, it's different.
And then the other one was the cookie. They had to cut things in half, and Klemmer was up by a point, and then they were like, "Nah, that one was a tie." And I was like, "He won. That's clear."
Wow.
And then I
These
didn't like
things
how they
are
were
not
like,
to
"Why are
be
you being such a bitch?" Like he fucking wants 1,000 or $5,000 or whatever the fucking prize was. That seemed like an understandable.
I
This
do
surprises
understand
me
being
0%,
like,
guys.
Let's get as much content out of this as possible. But that's more the case of if there's no prize.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
when
there's a
you start to
prize.
put a legitimate prize on the line, you got to kind of follow the rules.
Klemmer has a legit
The
great.
king of the divorces, Clemmer.
Yeah,
My favorite
nobody's
line.
better. No, that should have been a competition. Who get divorced quick?
Me versus
The
Clemmer.
funniest thing is he's had one divorce. I know. In my head, it's like 7.
Oh, and the other thing, I guess this got a little bit ruined for me because I didn't realize it was. I didn't know what the fuck Brandon Walker was doing on that puck thing, but he had to do that. That was
I don't know
What?
either. I
You know
saw
what I'm
the
talking
video,
about,
but
right?
I don't
Okay.
know why.
I texted him. I said, "What were you doing that like dainty walk and drop?" And he was like, "It's a yak thing. Like I had to do it."
I didn't.
Or
know
is that a lie?
I didn't see. I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't even see the
No,
puck drop?
no.
Brandon
Oh
fucked up.
man,
I think over the weekend.
it was like
Was this-
incomprehensible. You saw it?
I just saw like the bee walk. Like
Yeah, he like
the-
walks out on they put out the carpet and he's doing a puck drop at like a minor league hockey game, and he does this like sachet, like he like struts down the carpet and then like with like a limp wrist like drops the puck. And while he was doing that, the it's not working on the TV by the way. The carpet slips, so he like daintily walks and then slips once and then slips twice and then slips a third time. And so the
Where
whole
was
thing was
this?
just a Brandon Walker disaster. What?
It was
What was
like
it?
an
It was like a
NHL game. or
yeah, like a
something.
low level hockey game, and I thought it was just Brandon like trying to be cool or funny. I guess he said the yak made me do it.
I thought he was doing like a wrestling entrance. When I
Or
saw
is
it.
that an excuse?
Well, that's what I wonder because it was a little bit like wrestling. Like Jeff Jarrett used to kind of walk that way, and I wonder if he was doing it. But also, what is so famously Brandon Walker here is he.
Pabs, I'm just gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
Let's just stop using this TV. Like every time we use the TV, it's like
It's the computer. Yeah. When he does slip, he's like, oh, and like as if the whole world was like watching for his puck drop,
Right.
and now the night has been ruined. The whole thing was just from front to start a disaster, and then he slips like leaving, and then he slips a third time. So the whole thing was just a disaster. And I'm just like. Maybe okay, so I don't know if the yak thing is true or not, but like if it's a puck drop, you just walk out there and you know, even the way he was like, what is going on? You just fucking drop it. So
I didn't know a yak thing. But I definitely thought I was like, oh, he's trying to replicate some kind of wrestling entrance. And
yeah, it just didn't
failed.
work. I just love the reaction of like, oh my god, like the whole night's ruined. Cancel the game. Brandon Walker's puck drop didn't go as scheduled, as planned. Fuck. Is that about it? What else you got? Anything, Tommy? Anything?
Got to meet Jeff Probst finally.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Your big moment. Yeah.
A lot of people saying, "Oh, I blew it." That's funny. It was funny that I blew it. Like that's the whole point.
What
You
was
could be the
what
blow
was
it
his
guy.
deal? I didn't find him very welcoming. I didn't find him like he was kind of setting you up for failure. I thought he wasn't giving you much.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing with me. Like that's the thing. Like, he was being a little bit of a dick, but I think it was in good fun. It was like, oh, I could tease
we
with
do.
this guy. Like,
This is like
you
a
know.
chick being like, he likes me. No, he
No,
totally-
he does. He
It's like me with the thrift store guy.
seriously likes me. And like, it was good. It was a little back and forth. Like, I think if he did, like, you wouldn't act like that to someone you genuinely didn't like. Someone like you. He knew. Oh, this guy's funny.
This is Tommy Smokes.
I could joke with him. I did. There was like about a 50% part of me that was like, when we meet, he's gonna be like, Tommy fucking Smokes. About time we finally meet. None of that.
70,000 views. 70,000.
600,000. But yeah, he was nice, and yeah, it was cool being at the
What was
event.
the challenge? What'd you do?
It was like you got to walk along a rope and stack puzzle pieces. They do it on the real show. It's like way longer.
Did you do well?
I mean, Klemmer won, but that was like funnier for the video to have Klemmer win.
As ridiculous, not ridiculous, but as maybe not perfectly as your intro with Jeff Probst went, it was overshadowed by Klemmer's sweater. So you're good on that.
Yeah, Klemmer's sweater was absurd.
He had like a black and blue camo sweater on. I was like, what the
He
fuck?
kept calling Jeff like called the challenge. He kept calling Meek Phil Paul, which was very funny. Be like, Paul out to an early lead. Paul struggling.
I remember I texted Tommy after the picture got posted, and I was like, yeah, whatever I said, like, oh damn, did you get on Survivor? Whatever the fuck I said, and then I asked him, did Jeff know who you were? And I think you said no, but he was kind of aware of what Barstool is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a guy who is just locked in on Survivor. He's like,
Yeah.
that's what I do.
He knows
Well, he did say like,
we've stolen your show for like 5 seasons,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even register to
Yeah.
him.
no, I think we're on good terms because like CBS marketing or PR or whatever reached out to Jordan Berry. They were like, we want to do something with Tommy, and like you want to invite him to this premiere event, invite the whole Barstool office.
They said they want Tommy.
I swear to God, they said Tommy, and I can't say what it is. And I'm not going to be on the real show, but I may be doing something else with them that's really cool
that's cool.
soon. So it seems like, and Jordan was like, yeah, like, or the people there were like, relationship might have been a little iffy for a minute, but they clearly are like, okay,
Because
with
we
it.
stole their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a totally different show. Like, so I've heard someone was like,
It's
did
called
you
surviving.
someone was like, did you ask Jeff like if he's seen Surviving Barstool? I was like, I didn't know how to bring like. Have you seen the show we did? That's like an exact ripoff of you. You like that? So I was like, you know what? Let's just leave that.
So do you think that he'll actually?
Have you had our version of the In-N-Out burger?
Do you think he'll actually talk to the casting?
No,
team?
probably not. But if I do this other thing again
Tommy,
soon,
you'd
I
be
think
so
that could help.
bad at Real Survivor.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's cute. It's actually hilarious and
Tommy
cute.
on an island, bro.
It's,
get like a
they
few
have
mosquito
fats
bites, you'd
and
be
olds
cooked.
on there all the time. I have broader shoulders than Feits expected.
Have you heard back from Love Island?
Nah, I'm starting to give up on that.
I'm
Have
giving
you?
up on Love Island.
We're giving out.
And I really thought like,
I think they're insane for not taking Jackie and maybe you.
yeah,
Like,
I actually just only applied 2 days ago, but then I reached out to everyone and then I haven't heard back.
you what?
Because I had like the casting directors who I talked to before and they haven't messaged me back.
like, why would you not?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like everything is going that direction too, where like all these shows are bringing in celebrities or like known people. You know what I mean?
I will say that hurts. That hurts the chances of Les Mascots. Like in my head, my confidence for Mascots was pretty much the same. I was like, well, I'll be on Love Island from like May to July.
that's like why
I heard Paz and them saying all the success of this hinges upon Tommy being on Love Island.
Well, I literally was going to bring up to them at some point. I was going to be like, because originally we were going to like release in May. I was like, we should actually probably delay the release
Shooting
till
conflict.
after I'm
Yeah.
on Love Island, so that I already have this built-in like new fan base.
Such a goddamn. All right, good stuff, Tommy. So be on the lookout for Les Mascots
At some point.
sometime this year.
But
We
we'll be
have-
doing it for a while. Like I want to really, I want to do like just focus my whole life on this for a month or two. Like actors go into roles.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you know what? You should do. Chalamet had no phone the entire duration of Bob Dylan.
Well, someone's not doing nicotine. Marlon's not a nicotine guy.
Yeah. Marlon would never do nicotine, so Tommy can't either.
So I didn't even know you're a nicotine guy.
I dabble here and
You
there.
Lucy or you smoke?
Lucy.
Yeah. You know the vape god, so I wasn't sure if you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys got to go full method acting. You know?
I might not even go on a date. Marlon's not a coxman. Sorry, babe. I'm in character.
He apologized to Dave.
No, babe.
Dave.
I said.
Ridiculous that he assumed that.
Sorry, boss. I'm not gonna have sex for a little while.
Can't
Just want to get out ahead of this.
You should have seen how he says, "No, I said babe."
Yeah.
Do you miss Dave?
So much. He texted me after the Jeff video. He said, "I think Jeff was utterly unimpressed with you."
I
So
do
it was just
love
good
when
to fucking
Dave
catch
will
up,
just.
bro. It was just so good to catch up real quick.
Dave
And then
really
I
watches.
said some shit like, nah, he was acting, and Dave says some shit like, I don't know how it's possible you're further away from being on the show than you were when you walked in there, bro. I was fucking howling at that shit. Oh. And then I sent him something else. He stopped responding. Oh. My fucking sides, bro.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.